All right, so and here we go. And 3, 2, 1. How y'all feeling?
We good,
We good though.
What's happening, world? What's happening, world? We are the band Water Seed, and this is our vlog, our weekly vlog called We Good Though. It comes on every Wednesday, 11 a.m. CST, and we're just happy to be around. Big shout out, Ms. Lindsay, right there is with us. Say what's happening, Ms. Lindsay.
What up, y'all?
And then we have Sanice. What's going on, Sanice?
Hi.
Raheem, yeah, how you doing, Raheem? Whatever.
Yeah, it was good.
And then we got the scientist himself, Mr. Gentleman Sharp. What's happening?
What does it do?
What does it do? And I'm Lou Hill. Big shout out to our producer, Tiffany. And we have a very special guest, local musician, Mario Abney, and his wife will be joining us. And a good friend, but we haven't spoken in a while, but I'm looking forward to having great conversations with him. The band's been pretty busy. Hopefully you saw us this past Thursday on the House of Blues live stream, which was lots of fun.
Oh, yeah.
That's right, baby. If you haven't seen it, go to Facebook, type in House of Blues New Orleans. You can check us out. Also, you can find us at waterseedmusic.com. That's our flagship, our hub, or you can go to IG, Waterseed Music. We've been lighting up them reels. The reels, you know, IG just started the reels, and we've been like loading them up, so that's been fun. Also, Twitter, Waterseed is where you can find us. And yeah, do we have any up-and-coming shows? Well, we have some special shows. We don't want to talk about them too much, but yeah. But we have a new single. You guys have been tearing this single up for us. It's called It Ain't My Fault That You're Lonely. That's like the chopped and screwed version, y'all. So there it is. So how y'all feeling this week? Y'all feeling pretty good?
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Anybody want to go to Florida with me? Anybody? Anybody?
No.
Anybody? Nobody going to
What?
Florida though? Look, the
No.
plane tickets are like $29. Nobody there's a trip to
Those
Puerto Rico
plane
for
tickets could be
$29.
$5. Those plane tickets could be $5.
Why y'all got to be scared of everything? Y'all just scared of everything.
Right, but why are you asking us to go with you?
All I'm saying is, misery
What
loves company. I
he
guess.
said was, if I'm going down, y'all going with me.
I'm gonna cough on all y'all.
Lou, listen. I need you, and we need us.
Oh, speaking of which, that was a good one, Raheem. That was a good one. Look, that song, We Need Us, we wrote about a month and a half ago or something. It's on the radio, is doing all kind of crazy stuff. Check it out on Spotify, encouraging people to be safe in these COVID times. And there's a million conspiracies around COVID. But the most important thing is protect your loved ones, protect the people around you. It shouldn't be a political issue just to be healthy. So
Right.
sorry that we're living in a world of crazy facts and trying times, but keep yourself and your mind and body and
Wash
soul
your
right.
hands. Put your mask on.
Well, see, I was about to get all metaphysical and
Stay
be
away
like,
from me.
keep your mind, body, and soul right, and you'll be all right. So that's a good thing.
Keep your mind, body, and soul away from me.
Mind, body, soul, and distance. That's what they said.
Come on now, distance.
That's what they said.
Y'all trying to distance it out. Keep your mind, keep your soul to yourself. You got to be careful. You got to be careful who you mingle your soul with. You know what I'm saying? Because it's easy to. We're gonna preach about this. It's easy to wash your hands.
Come
But
on
when
now.
you got to wash that soul, oh my goodness, Lord.
Come on, Oregon.
You need some special soap for that. Sometimes it don't come off with the same old soap. You got to go deep and get some other soap. And okay,
Get
so
it deep.
y'all know what I'm talking about. So we gonna jump and talking about flying, and a lot of people are afraid to fly if it wasn't crazy enough. We gonna jump right into it with Sanice's crazy question. Let's see what happens with Sanice. Get it in.
It's a crazy question. So we are dealing. This is more of a getting to know the band.
Oh, we getting some craziness. Sanice like lives in like a I don't know. She lives in like she's got pennies on the wall and stuff. Her internet is jacking her up right now. So I'm gonna get it going for you though. Sanice, we got you though. We got you. You good though. So
You good though,
baby. So I think her question is based around fear, which is a good segue from, you know, people saying I'm not going out and jumping into things and all the rest of that. So, and you could correct me if I'm wrong, thumbs up or something like that, Sinise, is what are some present day fears you have? Would you conquer them? Would you put yourself in a fear factor kind of situation to get through them, to conquer your fears? So what's some fears y'all got? Y'all got some fears?
Yeah.
What you got, Raheem?
I don't like snakes.
Word? Really?
They give me the absolute creeps.
Man,
And if I was on Fear Factor and I had to like lay in a thing of snakes, yeah, I would just have to go home at that moment. I would just have to go home.
He said, "Forget the dollars."
my first pet was a snake, man. My very first pet. I was like 3 years old.
We wouldn't have been cool. Lou,
You know,
we wouldn't have been cool, bro.
and this would happen. You know, my daddy from Mississippi, so for him it was no big thing. But I walked out of the pet store with a snake in my hand, and everybody was tripping when my mom lost her mind, and my dad was like, "We country, nothing but a little snake." And so they bought the snake for me, and I ended up getting snakes, you know, when I was a kid. But that didn't last too long, from like the age 3 to 6 or so, or whatever.
Yeah, nah, I don't like snakes, man. They give me heebie-jeebies, so nah.
I hear you. I'm good on the snakes on Fear Factor. Who else? What else y'all got?
I don't like clowns.
You don't like clowns.
I don't like clowns.
You know,
I didn't see that, Jay.
you know, I think Prince was afraid of clowns as well. You know,
What's to like about a clown?
I dig clowns. They don't bother me either. You know, yeah.
They're creepy, Jay. You're absolutely right.
Yeah, it's
Hey,
you know,
you
I
gotta
heard
draw your smile on, and you got a tear. I mean, is that some prison stuff? Like, did you kill somebody?
They
What
did.
is going on with a clown?
They
Who
They-
are you? You could be anybody under that makeup.
that's true.
Kill somebody.
How often do you wash your clown outfit? That
Ew.
would
Oh my
creep me
God.
out.
So
You
bigger
know.
question is, how do you fit all those people in that small car?
They stink. They had to be stinky. It ain't no way. There's some elbows and butt cheeks and faces. That's all I'm saying. It's probably not a good fit. It's probably some adult stuff going on. That's all I'm saying. But clowns don't bother me. What about you, Lindsay?
I actually have a couple of fears.
Pick your biggest.
Mm-mm.
Okay, I am terrified of flocks of birds.
What?
Mm.
Wow.
Don't come for me, Lou.
I'm just saying what? How often are you around flocks of birds, though? That's all I'm saying.
I'm from the Jersey Shore. Of course, I've been around flocks of birds.
Oh, you seagulled out. You're like seagulls.
Oh, and seagulls and pigeons are ruthless.
They are.
They are gangsters with wings.
They are. We going toe to toe though. They coming for me. I'm going toe to toe, and I'm grabbing necks.
But I'm not even gonna
No
lie.
Hitchcock
Is that
movies for Lindsay.
I was on Fear Factor. Not even gonna lie. I deal with a flock of birds. Give me my money.
That's what I'm talking about. I'm all about that. I can't say that my fear is probably the worst, because I would have to be put into like the Star Trek chamber where they'd have to do like some psychological analysis of my brain to figure out what a fear is, because I don't have any like present, like out front fears, that I could think of that I couldn't like mentally try to work through, to get through it. So it's interesting. It's just where I am in my life. And yeah. So I'm sorry. Sinise?
I don't know, Lou.
I'm not saying go ahead.
I think if none of us made it to the next show and we all had a different reason why, and we just told it to you the next day, and then we asked you the question again.
I don't know. I don't know if
It
that's
might be something.
I don't know if that's a fear. That's more of a meltdown. That's like a meltdown. That's like I'm melting down. I'm like canceling the show, number one. But then it's not a fear. It's just like, oh, if that happens, we got some problems. That's all I'm saying. We want to see some problems. I don't want, we need to get together. So yeah, but in a weird way, I'm kind of like in a place too where I'm like, okay, y'all gonna hear about it, but it's gonna be like, I guess it wasn't meant to be. It was a divine intervention for something that is obvious I didn't know about. So Sinise. How you say something, Sinise? How you doing?
Hey, am I present?
Oh no, still not there. I'm sorry, Sinise. All right, well, just stick around. We working it out for Sinise. Everybody show some love to Sinise in the comments. So we're gonna get to our main subject, which is a combination subject today. It's a combination of celebrity news in the main subject. But before we really get started, last week we started talking about relationships and everything like that. So we decided to get serious about the concept of polygamy. So next week we're actually going to do, and that would be on, I don't know the date. Somebody get the date.
Polyamory. There's
Polyamory. Yeah. What did I say? Okay.
polygamy.
Oh, well, yeah. Okay. Polyamory. And next week we're going to have special guest, Mr. Marlon Anthony Boutin. And that's
Marlon
probably
Anthony Boutin. I like that.
and he's coming to talk. He's a sex therapist, and I believe he's like a psychologist or therapist who's going to talk in depth about some of the questions that people have about polyamory, and just it seems to be a lot of different type of relationships that I shouldn't say are popping up because they've always been there, but are becoming norms in the American society more than anything. And also, I got to be real, in the African American community. But today, Lindsay, for celebrity news and the main topic, what you got? Well, we would first like to welcome our guest. Let me do this. Our guest is Mr. Mario Abney from Chicago, trumpet player extraordinaire. He's been on quite a few television shows. He was a regular on TV as well as some other things. Talented young man. We go back some ways. We always have very colorful conversations, and I respect that from him. But at the bottom of it, if you're going to have some of the intense conversations Mario and I have had, he's always been very humble and not what's the word I'm looking for? Malicious or saying things in a way to offend or insult. So we've always listened to each other and had some great road trips on tour and long conversations. So ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Mario Abney, give him a round of applause. What's happening, Mario?
Shalom, hotel, Godspeed, all that good stuff. What's happening?
All right, brother. All right, well, we're going to get started. Lindsay, you got the main topic, sister, and we're going to get right into it.
All right, y'all. Well, yeah, let's get it. We need to talk about what has been on all of Black Twitter's conversations, and honestly, it has kind of spilled over into the entire country and world, which is Cardi B and Meg the Stallion's new hit song, because it is a hit, called W.A.P. For the people who are, a little bit or need a cautionary warning, this is a trigger warning right now.
What is it? Wet and gushy? That's what it is?
It ain't wet and gushy. It's wet ass pussy.
Wet ass what? Oh my God, I didn't know.
I mean, it ain't nothing wrong with that per se, but
well, she gonna set it up for us. She gonna set it up for us. Go ahead, Mark. Go ahead, Lindsay.
This is a twofold topic because number one, people are about the fact that two women of color have made a song that seems to be objectifying women of color, talking about their bodies in a very to some derogatory way, or their sex lives. Some people are celebrating it. Some people are saying this is too much. These people should not be role models. And then the second fold is a lot of people are tripping off of the video because Kylie Jenner is one of the people that is being represented in the video. So people are feeling like, of all people, Kylie, let's talk about that. So I just want to put out there, I'm trying to understand everybody's opinion, first of all, of the song, because I'm pretty sure all of us or most of us at this point, number one. And number two, do you agree with the fact that people are saying that this is too objectifying of women. Personally, I'll give my opinion later, but I want
Okay.
everybody to inject now. So go.
Well, let me go first.
So
Well, let me go first, and I'll keep it short. So initially, when I saw this, like, it's really not my type of music. I appreciate. I've tried Meg The Stallion. It's a little too over the top for me. But in Cardi B, I've studied some of the production behind what she does. It's cool. Her production's good. She has some great producers. When the song came out and I watched the video, number one, I thought it was the cheesiest video in the land. It was pretty cheesy. I thought it was funny. It was cheesy, the lactating breasts and all the rest of this stuff. It was booties on the wall and stuff. So I was tripping out. But I felt like, man, this is like, initially I felt like this is like garbage. What are we doing right now? And so I was like, okay. Then I did read something and somebody made a good point, and I had to check myself again. Not my cup of tea, but they said, well, they're just doing what men have done since, hip hop became, I guess, quote unquote, crossover. And I've always felt that it's very tricky that for men, it's hard for us to tell women what to do with their bodies. And I felt that a lot of people, it's like when men were saying this, I felt that a lot of people were okay with it because men were controlling it. But now that women are controlling it for themselves, is it necessarily what I would want my woman to do? No, but I think in music in general, I'm not into it when men do it, but I think everything is about balance. So if you're going to have that, I think from an industry point of view, you need to have the balance in the other side of it as well, because I feel like music has always been risque, but one thing that the music industry has always had is a level of balance, which doesn't exist anymore. So I'm like, hey, let them do what they're going to do and move on. But that's it for me. So Mario, go ahead, man. I know I cut you off. What you got?
okay, well, I'm a my first thing I'm gonna lead in with is not a statement, but it's a question. It's like, what are we trying to do here? You know what I'm saying? I mean, when we look at the signs of the times and we look at all of the problems that plague the Black community, and we look at the generational curses and the lack of generational wealth, I personally don't feel that you can build a family structure or a society on promiscuity or the energy of sexual liberation through promiscuity. You know what I'm saying? I mean, and everybody is not spiritual, but I've just made a decision at this point in my life, being 42, going on 43, that what I'm saying, I want to successfully ascend my DNA into the future. You know what I'm saying? That's not, if I was a little boy, what I'm saying, maybe I could get down, yeah, whatever, hey, sex, man, is cool, whatever, what I'm saying. But when we talk about building family and generational wealth, what I'm saying, from a man's standpoint, I would, it's not about me trying to control women or so-called denigrate women. I know a lot of people really got salty today because of some things I said, what I'm saying, and I stand behind it because hey, do your thing, but if your thing ain't how I vibrate, what I'm saying, and roll, then that's what you do. That's not what I'm trying to build with. If I, as a father, as a man, speaking to other men, knowing the problems that men face in our society when we, what I'm saying, have sex with the wrong women, what I'm saying, and our lives become lives of turmoil and pain. First thing people say is, well, you should have chose better. So yeah, you should have chose better. So I think as men, there comes a point in time where we have to make better choices about the type of women that we want to have sex with and lay down with. And I think that the society we live in, it's giving women a false sense of power through sexuality because it's not really liberating. It's really further objectifying and adding to the energy of the streets. So the street energy, what I'm saying, when you hear, the gangster rap and the street rap and the street stuff, there's a code that goes with that behavior. You know, it took, you know, a lot of highfalutin Negroes, they might think, you know what I'm saying, oh, well, man, he's denigrating women and A, B, C, and D. But to, you know, street niggas, you know what I'm saying, that have that mindset, this is watch out music. This is warning music.
So
Hell,
let me
just the other
let,
day.
well, let me ask you this. Let me ask you this, and forgive me for cutting in. So why does, and this is just a question, and I'll let some other people jump in too. So why is it code for brothers to, like, as you were saying, warning or whatever, but is it code for women too? Is it a code that has not come to the surface yet? Because we know Cardi comes from like the bottom. You know, I don't know much about Meg, but we know Cardi, she has the accent, so she sounds real ghetto. She, you know, I don't know what her educational background is, but it's obvious she's is if you thinking she's like super ghetto or not a business person because you're getting caught up with the way she communicates, you're missing really what this young lady has done in the industry, which is very vicious. So is are I would say, are women working in a code as well to survive and to uplift their family that is not so readily available, because this is a new liberation for women. So I'll be quick about it. So for example, like the streets have always been the streets for Black men, you know what I'm saying, in America. Since the first Renaissance, before, since we were released or whatever, we've always been had some type of code to develop over hundreds of years. Women have not had a business code or a business language that we per se could say, this is the code, this is the way we
May
do
I
stuff.
interject? May I interject?
So well, and I'll just get to my point, is that are women, is this just, are they doing the same thing is my point. So
Okay. Well,
What
what
do you
kind of
mean?
code?
Okay, wait, hold on, Mario. Before you go in, I just want you to elaborate just a little bit further, Lou, about what you're saying about the business code. What exactly are you saying?
well, what I'm understanding Mario to say is that Mario's saying that when men were saying uh, bitches and hoes, it was code to warn people about the streets. It was code to tell people, look out for this type of person or look out for this type of situation. And what I'm saying is, are women, and I can understand how that could be a code or whatever. I don't think it was used as a code. I think, you know, when Dre made Chronic.
Let me jump in. Let me
Well, go
jump
ahead.
in right quick. You know what I'm saying? Because when we're talking about code, we're not talking to, well, I guess we are talking about business if you're talking about a person's life, but I'm not talking about business in the industry. I'm talking about, you know what I'm saying? Like I posted this chick that said this rapper, she said that Trina made her. You know what I'm saying? Her first opening line was I need a dark ass nigga like Kunta Kinte. I've been sucking giving head since elementary, right? So you know what I'm saying, when you look at the energy of the streets, you know what I'm saying, you look at Maury Povich, you look at popular culture that's pushed in on the radio. You see what I'm saying? It's a predatory culture when we're talking about sex, and it's not just coming from men; it's coming from women too. You
Well,
know what I'm saying?
well,
Because if you let me get to the point that I'm saying, right? Well, go ahead. I don't want to cut you off, but I just don't want to lose where I'm at in the greater train of my
well,
thought.
we're definitely working on a time limit too. So I want to give some other people a chance to like chime in and figure out, you know, and maybe if anybody else has anything to say, to chime in now.
Well,
Right? I feel like you got nothing but question marks and exclamation points above your head.
so I mean, let me get to what I'm saying, right? Because I mean, and this is true. You know what I'm saying? Just the other day, you know, you people posting about the chick that ran over the dude. You know what I'm saying? Blood leaking from his head. She's still yelling at him and cussing at him, throwing a bump on him and stuff like that. A few weeks ago, you seen a chick trying to blow up this dude's car and it backfired on him.
Well,
You see what I'm saying? There's a
Mark,
pop culture.
I got your point.
Wait. Let me
But
get
we
to
got
it.
we got a time thing. I get your point. That's going into another area that's more like, it's going into an area of where it's like women are kind of like attacking Black men.
Well,
And
it's happening through the music though. It's
But
happening.
we're talking about
It's happening through the music.
we're talking
It's happening
about Cardi B and Meg Stallion, which is a whole different conversation. You know,
It's related though, because like the chicks that I was just referencing, they don't have the money or the get down that Cardi B and Meg
but we don't know
Stallion
that.
know. But when we talk about the cultural, cultural backdraft that comes from everything from pop TV to pop culture to everything they push on the radio to the songs and the lyrical content in the songs, where it's encouraging women to be predatory on men's money and men to not trust women. They ain't talking about love. They can't build a family on it. Go ahead.
So Mario, whoa. So let me just understand. So men don't do this as well?
Men preying on women's money. The niggas that I know don't do that.
No. I'm asking specifically. You're saying that you're talking about their predatorial nature as a whole. Do men not do that exact same thing in their music? Do rap men not do that exact same thing?
My brother. I said that earlier. You gotta listen, man.
So
I said that earlier.
I get that. Now my question to you is, what's the problem with them doing exactly what we do?
Well, you got to understand, if we're talking about uplifting the divine feminine, a woman's body is a pure, precious vessel, what the portal of life comes through. And if we promote a culture, you know what I'm saying, where women are not really respecting the power of life that comes through their body. And this chick that I was talking about, old girl made her, she talking about rapping about Plan B and this stuff and that. Don't you know
what do men rap about? See,
Mario, I'd like to ask a question before you run out of time.
Because it seems like the problem is that these women are just having a voice at a point.
No,
so
man,
I'm trying to ask. No. Listen to me. No. Listen to what I'm asking you. What is the issue with them expressing themselves in any kind of manner that a man does the exact same thing, and we don't come at the men the exact same way we come at these women? What is the issue?
I mean, in my eyes, we do. You know what I'm saying? Because
we do not.
We do not.
Like we absolutely do not. That's not. No, we absolutely do not. We absolutely do not. We actually praise the men more than we ever have, my brother.
I'm sorry. It's all perception, bro.
If this was two men talking about the exact same thing, this wouldn't even be a goddamn topic.
Yes, it would, man. I don't know what
definitely would.
Hey, man, the niggas I know.
It wouldn't be a goddamn topic at
all. The niggas I know
not
talk the same.
But
go
since
ahead,
this is two powerful black women doing this, that it's an issue.
You real emotional about this, bro. You real emotional about this. Go ahead, get it out.
Hey, Raheem.
Because you literally spoke, and I listened to you speak for at least 15 minutes, and I was looking for your points. And then I asked you a question that you still have not answered.
I just answered it, but you didn't listen. I said, maybe I need to clarify so you hear it. As men and women, there is a difference. You know what I'm saying? Our bodies
the difference have a difference.
Yeah, our bodies. Look, a man not gonna get pregnant. A woman gonna get pregnant. She is a sacred
What
vessel.
does her getting pregnant have to do with her sexual liberation? You're not making sense, my dude.
Man, what does that? How does that?
So hold up.
Because when we're talking about the sexual liberation of a person, we're talking about somebody exploring and being liberating.
So hold up, Mario. Hold up. So Jay wanted to say something. And we all know Jay. So Jay, go ahead.
Well, I have a question for you, Mario. Because I think some of the viewers might have the same question, and it partially speaks to what I think Raheem's question might also be. In your view and in your own words, who are you saying is responsible for the phenomenon that you're describing?
It's all on personal choice. It's both men and women, because you got to understand when you look at what's going on, you know what I'm saying? When you look at the family structure as it is today, I'm from Chicago. I grew up without my pops. You see what I'm saying? My mom's raised me. I wasn't raised, you know, and you know what I'm saying? I wasn't raised on bitch this and hoe that. So the reality of, you know what I'm saying, disrespecting women and objectifying women ain't in the consciousness I know. My wife, she was raised by a good man. Her father was a great man. You know what I'm saying? And that's not in the consciousness that she was raised in. When we talk about, you know, all of the issues of the family or the Black community as a whole, we talking about breaks in family, generational curses, and you can't really build a society if you raising up the woman and not value the sanctity of her body. I'm just speaking from the spiritual aspect. I would say some of y'all might not get down like that.
What then would you be, if you could simplify for the listeners and viewers, if possible, a one-liner on what the problem is and a one-liner on what the solution is?
There you go.
One line on what the problem is: respect sex. People don't respect the power of sex. The solution is respect the power of sex. If you're not willing, you know what I'm saying, to use the power of sex for what it is, don't play ball because it's for grown-ups. You know what I'm saying? Don't be out there trying to make babies and promote this energy of sexual this and sexual that. We all get here by virtue of sex. And if we don't respect the power of sex, we only taking our lives for a joke.
And I
what
think,
I'm saying?
And I think we all, and Mario, this is where, we always have cross points where we agree on stuff, and we've talked about scriptures and everything. We've had very long conversations about a lot of things. But it is, I think the biggest issue that is problematic to me is, everybody saw female liberation on the next level coming a long time ago. I'm going to agree with you that I think women rule the world. I think that if the woman gets it right, if women get it right, then everything else is right. I firmly believe that. And from a metaphysical, spiritual, physical point of view, that's what I believe. But here's the biggest issue. They also have a right to choose not to be that. And as men, we do not have the right to judge that because
or police them
because we get to run around. Let me finish real quick. And I'm not saying that you are, Mario. I'm just saying that we get to run around with our, genitals hanging out. And I'm not saying that's wrong or right, but in our society, we are allowed to do that.
We not.
We are. If we're allowed, and that was a metaphor. That was a metaphor. But men sleeping with multiple women in our culture, maybe not in your personal life, but in our culture, is a badge of honor, and a badge of honor and a norm. In the situation of a woman doing it, she's something else. So, and it was a point I had to come to with myself.
I look at it like this. My daddy had 20-some kids, man. You know what I'm saying? I thank God he was the man he was. I could tell you today, niggas ain't rolling like that. I thank God for my life. Hey, it might sound ignorant. It might not sound in fashion with a lot of the way niggas roll today, but I mean every word of it. You know what I'm saying? We living in a day, you know what I'm saying, where, man, it's crazy. I mean, that's just how I feel.
I know how you feel, but I'm looking at it more than just from my own centric view. I'm looking from the view of, if everybody is liberated, there's going to be some people that go far left and far right in their liberation. In any form of liberation, there's going to be militant.
Let me throw this out there.
There's there's going to be militant people, and there's going to be liberal people when we're all free. But everybody has to be able to express themselves so that we can come to some central level. And so when I'm looking at Cardi, again, not my thing. If I had a daughter, not would I have a niece, I'm not trying to have her listen to that stuff, but I do want her to own her own sexuality and be free to make decisions.
Excuse me, am I allowed to chime in on the behalf of the women?
Yes.
What you got, Lindsay?
Without interruption.
Yeah,
go. That's the one precedent I have, okay? I'm going to say this, and I'm going to say this very, very, very earnestly. For years, the policy that we have lived by is, to men, it's a fame, to women, it's a shame. And for me, I'm going to be very frank with you when I say I am a happily married woman. But if anybody told me what to do with my body or how I felt with my sexuality, I'm going to be really clear when I say I'm going to be pissed off.
Can I say something?
The fact is, no. Go ahead. The fact is that I'm allowed to express my pleasure. The fact is that I'm allowed to feel things. The fact is that I'm allowed to express through my creative veins what my body should feel like, what I should feel like. Not every single thing that's on the radio is meant for kids. And we have to stop leaning to pop artists, musicians, creative people to raise our children.
Come on now.
That is the problem. The fact is that Cardi B and Meg Thee Stallion put out a track that was very clear about how they felt about their bodies and their sexuality. And to me, there is nothing wrong with them putting out a track because they're not here to be mothers to our children. There was nothing wrong with 2 Live Crew. There was nothing wrong with a Uchi Wally Wally, deep throat, 9-inch gut from the front and grab from the side, gut from behind. People was all Wally Wally. Listen, and nobody was speaking about against or for that. They had an edited version and an explicit version. So all I'm gonna say is, it might not be my cup of tea, but better not no man or woman tell me what to do with my body.
Amen.
How to express this wet ass gushy. Okay? Point blank, period. And I respect and trust when I say, I respect it because I'm a mother. I'm a mother. So I respect your point of view, and I mean that from the sincerity of my soul. But I am 100% for women finally understanding their bodies, finally understanding their liberation, and giving sexy women a way to feel good about them, express sexually. So I'm speaking from the women. I can't speak from the men because I'm not in y'all position. But listen, I'm going to throw that track on when I'm about to throw it back.
Come on now.
Let me say something just right quick, and I'm gonna hand the line over to my queen. That's not. We already. They said it's cool. That's not what I'm talking about. Hey, express yourself. You got your right. You're a human being. A, B, C, and D. Fantastic. What my thing is, you know what I'm saying? I'm not concerned about that. I'm talking about nation building, family building. And as a man, what I'm saying is, just like you got your right to have your choice, and I love the W.A.P. You know what I'm saying? My queen got it. You know what I'm saying? But let me tell you, as a man, I have my choice on what kind of woman that I can choose. You know what I'm saying? And I have the right to judge. Everybody got the right to judge. You got the right to judge what kind of man you want to be with. You know what I'm saying? So I got the right to judge the type of woman I want to be with, because I'm trying to build a certain type of lineage. I'm not just trying to build with anybody. You know what I'm saying? Proverbs 31 says, you know what I'm saying, give not your strength unto women, nor thy ways to that destroys kings. That means you got to have a king's mindset to say, what kind of queen would best reflect and be compatible with the type of energy that I have and that I'm trying to build a kingdom with. Every man don't want to get a club chick. So you know what I'm saying?
So
and
Mario,
that's my only point. Express yourself.
So Mario, I wanna respect your wife, and we are on a time schedule. We kind of like the whole schedule has kind of been thrown off, but we gonna, you know, I'm talking to Tiffany now. We're gonna keep rolling, you know, because we definitely want to give your wife a second to talk too. So we're gonna keep rolling with this. And what's happening, sister? How you doing?
Hey.
You know,
hey,
I always
good.
When I first met you. When I first met you, I was like, I told you over at the club, I was like, boy, Mario finally found somebody that got him right. So it was good to see you.
Yeah. So, you know, with the whole, I mean, as a 33-year-old woman watching that W.A.P, and I thank you for the educational lesson because it might sound stupid, but I didn't know it stood for wet ass pussy. Before y'all just said that, I didn't know what it stood. I thought it was W.A.P, rap, I don't know. But, you know, as a 33-year-old woman watching the video, you know what I'm saying, when it first came on, I loved it. With the milk shooting out of, you know what I'm saying, I loved it. But the only thing is that I was like, what am I watching this on? Is this X videos? Porn? What is this? It's YouTube. I have a 12-year-old, about to be 13-year-old son. And even though TV is not supposed to raise our kids, you know what I'm saying, I can't, you know what I'm saying, I'm constantly blocking. I'm on his Instagram page, constantly blocking these things that I know he's probably already seen. You know, it's hard, you know. And so I think that as a person who's in that type of level where people look at you, you have a responsibility to say, I want to make sure this only gets out to 18, 21 plus. You know what I mean? You know, it's just not for kids, but she put it on YouTube. Anybody can go on YouTube.
Let me ask you this question. So you said that when it first came out, you had the lactating breasts and stuff like that, and I was like, wow, this is definitely this is some strong stuff happening. I kind of laughed about it too. My question is,
I love it.
as a woman, did you feel empowered? Like, because there's a lot of sisters that feel like, you got to get to know, your spots. You got to get to know your crotch and your breasts and your spirit and stuff. There's a lot of people that's like, women have been afraid of those areas, and they feel like stuff like this empowers them to like connect to their sexuality. So
This
my
is where my
question.
disconnect comes in because I
Mhm.
never felt like that.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And I don't know people who feel oppressed like that. And it seems like now with so many people saying that women are oppressed, I never felt like that. You know what
So
I'm
you
saying? I
never
don't,
you never felt like women's sexuality was oppressed.
no, no.
I
I
got you.
mean, as a boy or girl in my household, abstinence was the answer. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't because you a girl, you can't have sex. Because you a boy, you can't have sex. You shouldn't have sex until you're married, and that's just what it was. It was nothing about being oppressed. I mean, actually, as just a human being, you start to touch yourself. Like, I don't understand what all of these feelings. Every woman explores themselves. Like, where's all of this oppression that people speak of? It's coming from, I mean, I wasn't. I mean, maybe there are a lot of people who had unfortunate situations. I don't know, but it's just not in
Yeah.
my reality, and I don't see where all of this is coming from.
So Sinise, and do you want to chime in? Let's see where you at with your connection, Sinise, because I know you've been struggling today. Can you hear us?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I think you're pretty good. Have,
Hey.
from a female's point of
I'm
view, and I
sorry.
guess this is for Lindsay and for Sinise, did you feel that were you approached with an energy where you felt like your sexual expression was somehow refined? And I get the part of practicing abstinence, definitely. Coming up in the church and everything like that. I understand what that was about, and I understand the metaphysical and spiritual connections with that. But so no knock against abstinence, but have you ladies ever felt like that it was a situation where you had a problem or society was not like really for your sexual expression? Or
Yeah,
not shit, sexual is
I'm
almost
gonna
a strong word, but go.
I'm gonna let you speak first because I do want to have like a little bit of a word about this.
Yeah, I mean, I guess growing up, especially during the time, to me with this song, I'm not tripping on it really because I mean, in the days of Lil Kim and Foxy Brown, they had some very racy racy content, and that was probably when I was like 16 years old or somewhere around there. So I was listening to it. And I was very taken aback, but that was a different time in my life. So I was dealing with abstinence at that point in time, and or saving yourself for marriage and that. But I think like as we brought on Nicki Minaj and dealing with her and what she was saying, and now what we're dealing with WAP, I welcome it. I do welcome it. My only issue is, as far as there's no, once upon a time when you dealt with BET Uncut, you were able to kind of like, it would be a segment where children weren't watching it. But now it is an issue. The only issue I do take is the fact that the accessibility for the young people is there. So if it is on YouTube, that children are able to watch it. And it's just, it's so easily accessible. So I do take issue to that. But outside of that, I think that there is a level of freedom that I might experience in a different way at this point in my life, because of what has been presented with this song. It is pushy. I mean, it is pushing an envelope,
Gotcha.
but at the same time,
And
I
Lindsay,
don't
you
I don't
wanted
have a
to say
problem.
something?
So I'm just going to say this. I feel like I've always been on the side of liberation. Since I was younger and to the point that I am now, I don't like having boundaries. I don't like being told what to do with my body, what to say, how to act. I feel like women have just as much right to enjoy sexual, encounters as men or male counterparts do. And I feel like I understand what you are saying, Mario, and Mario's queen. I do understand what you're saying, Sinise, where I understand that there's only certain things that kids should be exposed to, and I 150% agree with that. As a mother, I feel the same exact way, but I also feel that once you hit a certain age, you need to decide what it is that your line is. And for me, I don't agree with the censorship of women's bodies and your liberation. I just don't. I feel like we have just as much right as a man does to decide if we want to seek pleasure from all avenues and all wavelengths.
Where's the censorship? I don't see any censorship.
There is, you know what, but there has been for so long. Unfortunately, like I said before, it's been as we were growing up. To men, it's a fame. To women, it's a shame. Where women, we're only allowed to be with one man or a limited amount of men. Otherwise, we're considered tainted.
Can I interject for 1 second?
Well, let's do it this way. Let's do it this way because we're running out of time. The show, we only do 45 minutes to an hour. We have one little quick segment. So Mario, if you could keep it like Lindsay, could you close out your thought very quickly and let's
I just feel like in Mario, I'm pretty sure I know what you're going to say, but I just feel like, you know, for so long, women have been not necessarily oppressed by society, but not necessarily allowed to be who we are as beings without the cast of judgment. And so tracks, you know, of women shaking their behinds and this and that and the other, twerking and this and that and the other, it was completely acceptable or accessible and acceptable by one community of people. And if that's something that women want to record, then they should have that right and that liberty to do so without having the cast of judgment to the point where they feel like they're going to be ostracized from society for being sexual beings. That's all I'm saying.
So with that, I would like to, we're pushing on time right now. So I think what we need to do is definitely Mario, brother, and everybody, we need to probably have you guys come back on to talk a little bit more. I'm getting notes from the producer, so we need to kind of wrap up. I'd like to thank y'all for coming out. And Mario, it was real last minute. Everybody listening and commenting and everything. I literally called Mario like 30 seconds before we went on the air. So I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Now, brother Mario, you know you long-winded, man. You come on now. Man. You got to keep it straight. Get straight to it. Go ahead. I'll let you get something else in real quick.
Called Mario in the middle of a fresh retwist. He had things on his mind.
Right. I called him. He's like, Lou calling me, and I'm retwisting
my hair yet, Lou.
Hey, my thing is, I want everyone to be able to express themselves, but in the midst of all that we are going through as Black people, my only question is, what are we really trying to accomplish? You know what I'm saying? My goal as a Black man is just to see the Black family ascend into the future. You know what I'm saying? With love and prosperity and happiness and understanding between the sexes.
And with that, we thank Brother Mario. Thank you, and to his queen for coming on and being with y'all. Hey, Mario, finish twisting, Mario. Say, man, you can also check out Mario, iTunes, Spotify, all of that stuff, right, Mario?
Yes,
great trumpeter, drummer, and all the rest of that. Also, look up Mario Abney on Facebook.
And Let's Live Radio, Gospel Radio.
Gospel Radio, there it is.
Inspiration, let'sLiveRadio.com. You tune in right now. We playing something that you would love.
And they usually do a live stream just about every night. So if you follow Mario on Facebook, you can see them jamming and doing their thing. Thank you, brother Mario. Thank you for being a guest, especially just jumping on and doing it. I'll be up with you, Mario. All right,
peace,
brother.
Y'all. All right. Later.
All right. So yeah, wow, that was like our whole show right there. I had some funny videos and stuff. I hope where Tiffany at? Tiffany, can you jump in here? I had some funny stuff. I had a great topic about kids.
Just do one.
I don't know. I have to ask Tiffany if I can do one. Can I do one, Tiffany? Tiffany
didn't go to bed.
Tiffany said
we went over tonight.
Tiffany said her head hurt. Your head hurt, Tiffany? Tiffany is on a retreat to
don't tell people where I'm at.
Okay, well, Tiffany is on Mars, y'all. Don't worry about it. She's like, hold up. That's right. He's like, Lou, why you always telling my business to everybody?
Exactly, bro.
Look, next week, as I said, we are the band Water Seed. This is our show. We good, though. I still got some more information. I probably said that too early. Next week, we're going to continue to talk about relationships. We're supposed to be talking about music. We talking about everything else. I saved my little, Lou Hill destroys everything for next week. But it was a good conversation. I think, people got headaches and stuff. I guess that's a good thing. So next week, we this is episode 21. In episode
Blackjack.
Yep. In episode 20, we spoke about polyamory. Polyamoric is a poly relationship?
Polyamory.
Not
polyamory, but what would you call the relationship? Is it a polyamoric?
Polyamorous relationship.
Polyamorous. That's what I was looking for. Polyamorous.
Not
instead of
polygamous. That's like a whole other thing.
Well, that's why we're going to have a specialist coming on, because a polygamist, I'm trying to figure, we need, there's a lot of people crossing the wires on what is called and what they doing. Some people don't even know what they doing. They just calling it stuff. We're going to have special guests, Mr. Marlon Anthony Boutin. I'm saying that so wrong, and I'm from New Orleans, and I should know how to pronounce this man's last name. He is a sex therapist, and we're going to get some questions, and we're going to crack some jokes and stuff too. So, we're going to do it like that. And then we'll do it from there. So that'll be for episode 2 and 2. And we're working on some really cool ways to reach out to people and do some different things with the show, because every week it keeps growing. So be sure that you stay safe in these crazy COVID times. We are the band Water Seed. It comes across the bottom of the screen every week, but I'm going to say it. If you have any questions or any topics that you would like to have us talk about, DM us, here on the Facebook page, on YouTube or whatever. Send us a DM and we'll put it in the mix and talk about it. If you think the show is too short, I don't know anybody thinks the show is too short, but if you want to just, if you just want to give a suggestion box, just send us a DM if you have some suggestions and all the rest of that. Don't forget, the new single is It Ain't My Fault. We just finished recording another single and a bunch of new music, so all of that stuff will be coming out. You can always find us at waterseedmusic.com. You can also find us on IG at waterseedmusic and Twitter at waterseed. Facebook is probably where you're watching this, and we're at Waterseed there. Tell your friends, share this, because we just having conversations how we normally have conversations off the camera. You know what I'm saying? This is how we do it off the camera. And it gets heated, baby. It gets heated. So, yeah.
Clearly.
Wow.
It gets passionate. It ain't heat.
Wow.
It's
Passion. Lindsay Morgan Smith. We have Lindsay Morgan Smith. We have Sanice Love. We have Raheem Glaspie. We have Gentleman Sharp. And I'm Lou Hill. We are the band Water Seed. We'll be back at you next week, Wednesday, 11 a.m. CST. And I think we go like this. How y'all feeling?
We good, though.
Special shout out to Mario and his wife for coming on the show and talking about W.A.P. Well, we've been cussing the whole time, so there you go. Wet and gushy. That ain't okay. So, when I saw the video, we supposed to be going out, but when I saw the video, I was just like, wait up, something's not adding up. Why is it saying wet? That ain't right. I bet that stands for something else. Anyway, I'm getting in trouble. So here we go. All right, everybody. And we cue the music right now.
Yeah.